How is heat, Q, related to specific heat? Imagine you have a pot of water on the stove and you turn on the heat. The water warms up, but how exactly does the heat you add relate to how much the water's temperature rises? That's where the idea of specific heat comes into play. Heat, which we call Q, is the energy transferred to or from a substance because of a temperature difference. When you add heat to a material, its temperature increases, but how much it goes up depends on several factors. One of the most important is the specific heat of the material. Specific heat is a property that tells us how much heat energy is needed to raise the temperature of a specific amount of a substance by 1 degree Celsius. Usually, this is measured per kilogram of the material. Different materials need different amounts of heat to change their temperature. For example, water has a high specific heat, meaning it takes a lot of heat to warm it up even a little. Metals, on the other hand, have a lower specific heat, so they heat up faster when you apply heat. Now the relationship between heat and specific heat is expressed with a simple formula. The amount of heat added or removed, Q, equals the mass of the substance, M, times the specific heat, C, times the change in temperature, delta. So the formula looks like this. Q equals M times C times delta. This means if you know how much of a substance you have, its specific heat, and how much you want to change its temperature, you can calculate exactly how much heat you need. For example, if you have 1 kilogram of water with a specific heat of 4,000 to 100 joules per kilogram per degree Celsius, and you want to raise its temperature by 10 degrees, you multiply these numbers. 4,000 to 100 times 1 times 10. That gives you 40 to 1,000 joules of heat needed. This relationship helps us understand why some materials heat up faster than others. It also explains how heating systems are designed, how cooking times are estimated, and how natural temperature changes happen in the environment. In summary, heat is directly related to specific heat through this simple formula. The more heat you add, the higher the temperature change, depending on the material's specific heat and the amount of substance. This connection is a key part of understanding how energy moves and changes in the world around us.